Well, now I know why they call it Ender's Game. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good out there. Just got back from watching Ender's Game. Of course, Orson Scott Card book that they turned into a movie. The director, Gavin Hood, who, directed X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, he helped write the screenplay with Orson Scott Card, and he directed it. And, I was kind of looking forward to seeing it. I like the previews, and it's not really what the previews portray 100%, but I really kind of enjoyed it, to tell you the truth. It's not perfect, but I did like it. So the story is basically, it's 50 years after the Earth's been invaded by these aliens, and the first time we fought off the attack, through some valiant leadership. And what they're trying to do is basically create like the next big leader. So they have everything in the world is basically turned to like military style. Everything is focused on survival, breeding the best warrior for the, next invasion, so we're ready to fight, and we're just waiting for them to come for the second invasion. So that leads us to Ender. It starts, he's in the military school, and the story is basically him going up the ranks of the military school. And then if you've seen the previews, at the end he has the big battle with the aliens. So if you've seen like a lot of military movies, it's kind of the same thing as all basic training movies with the sci-fi twist. The one thing I really liked about this movie is Asa Butterfield's performance. He was probably about 14 when they filmed this movie, and he is just gives a really strong performance. The movie's called Ender's Game. In the movie, everything's riding on the shoulders of the character, and obviously being the character Ender in the movie called Ender's Game, everything's riding on you. And I think he did a really good job. There's a couple scenes where he has a couple, I thought, weak takes. Yeah, he definitely carries this movie. I'm sure Gavin Hood is happy with the performance he got out of this kid. Overall, the direction's okay. Everything looks pretty good. All the special effects are pretty good. Some of the CGI gets a little much, but they do some pretty cool stuff with the Ender's Game thing, which is basically, and I haven't read the book, but in the movie he goes into sort of like this virtual reality game. Of course, it's the future. All this training is virtual reality, but he plays this game. And it's a really clever technique they use to bring in like animated sequence to the movie, which I really thought was cool because it helps blur the line between virtual reality, and that's a theme the movie touches on, sort of like all the drone warfare and stuff like that. I don't want to get into too much. There's a lot of subplots going on. You can tell it was, written from a novel because there's, it's so rich. There's a lot of characters, a lot going on. I thought Harrison Ford did a pretty good job. Him and Viola Davis are basically the commanders, and they're in charge of, finding the next big thing, sort of. They didn't have Harrison Ford enough to ruin it. I like Harrison Ford, but I just thought he was a good spice element to the thing, playing the general. And the movie does ask a lot of questions, like a good sci-fi movie, I thought, but it doesn't hit you too much over the head with them. I mean, it's all stuff you've seen in sci-fi movies before, and that kind of takes me to some of the bad things I didn't like about it. It's pretty predictable. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff you've seen before. You should see the ending coming a mile away. The part I didn't see coming was the epilogue after. That was like intensely sci-fi epilogue. That's one thing I want to know down below, if the book, end the same way as the movie. So I wasn't expecting the epilogue. The ending of the battle sequence was totally obvious. Also a thing called the battle room, where they have a lot of scenes. The book must focus a lot on it, where the kids fight each other in sort of like laser tag in this weightless room. And I was reading that they created some rigs and stuff to get the good shots, but the way the camera work and stuff was done, the scenes just came off kind of confusing. Maybe that's just a personal thing. Maybe it's my old mind not being able to keep up with everything. And I think people in general might get a little bit confused towards the end of the movie with all the virtual reality and all this stuff. And then some of the script parts, some of the dialogue I thought was a little And one character, Sergeant Dapp, I thought he was a little over the top also. So there is plenty to complain about, but it's better than average, and I can definitely recommend it for like a matinee, or buy it cheap on disc or something like that. But don't pay full price. I don't think. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I really liked the beginning. At the end, I thought it kind of got a little drawn out. But if you've read the book, I definitely want to hear if the ending's the same, or just PM me or something, spoilers or whatever. But yeah, I guess in the book, the kids are a lot younger, all that stuff. Hopefully they didn't do the ending just so they can make a sequel. I hope the book ending's the same. I'm sure at some point I'll read the book. But let me know what you thought about Ender's Game down below. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.